Hello and welcome to Talking Peaks. I'm Mike and I'm joined by Gary. Hello, Gary.
No, this isn't Gary. This is the voice of Barry White, calling from beyond the grave. No, this is Gary with severely disjointed voice.
You're a soldier to be.
I know. I feel like I need someone to come and mop my brow on a regular basis.
Well, I'm not going to do that, but.
Oh, okay, fair enough. No, that's fine. Okay, it was worth asking.
Yeah. So yeah, you may be hearing a bit more of me than you will be of Gary this week. I'm guessing, just because Gary. I think it's a slight struggle for Gary to talk too much.
Yeah.
So basically we are going to talk this week about the last two episodes of Twin Peaks, episodes 9 and 10. I think the last time we were catching up was during the very, very bizarre episode 8.
Yeah, that's right. I still don't think I think that's what caused the loss of voice.
Yeah, maybe this is what's
happened. I don't
know. Yeah, very possibly. And I think after that week, everyone kind of thought, what's going to happen now? Is this going to be some sort of turning point? Is everything going to change? Or what? How is this continue? It turns out it's continued exactly the way it was going before episode 8. So it just sort of carries on, and we almost forget episode 8 ever happened, really. And sort of carries on with all of these numerous plot threads. So we'll just sort of go through it, rather than sort of go episode by episode. We'll sort of go through the main kind of plot strands and how they progress across these two episodes. So we start off with Evil Cooper. So we catch up again with evil doppelganger Cooper. So we saw him get shot, and well, it seemed pretty severe when it's in episode 8, but apparently
seemed fairly fatal. But Yes,
exactly. And he seems very much the same as he was. I mean, there was that strange sequence in part 8 where all of those woodsmen kind of surrounded him, and they pulled out what looked like his entrails, and then they pulled out a big blobby Bob head. I thought, what does that mean if Bob kind of left him? Does that mean something else will be left, or whatever? Anyway, nothing seems to have changed with evil doppelganger Cooper. He seems exactly the same with or without Bob inside him. So we meet him again. He's sort of wandering, lonely, having been shot and abandoned by his mate, and then he comes across two mates. They're played by Tim Roth and Jennifer Lee. They're very much these kind of white trashy redneck he tends to kind of spend his time with.
I absolutely loved Tim Roth's character.
Yeah, he was great.
I mean, Tim Roth is a great actor, end of, but I absolutely loved this kind of almost like nonchalant villain that he was playing.
Totally, yeah. It's been a while since I've seen Tim Roth pop up in anything. It's good to see him. I hope he comes back. I hope that wasn't his only scene in the program.
Well, I think because of what they said, I think you will see them again.
Yeah, I think so. So basically, Cooper tells him. He basically gives them orders to kill people. Essentially, so he tells both of them to go and kill the prison that was in the prison that he was locked away in. And then he says, and then after that, I've got another job for you. I've got someone that you need. Our chat, but not that I remember. I may be getting that wrong. But essentially, the gist of the conversation was he was telling these two, kill this guy and then go to Las Vegas, someone else for me. But we don't know. We don't know exactly who yet. I think most people are predicting Dale Cooper. He's still desperately trying to get rid of Dale Cooper. As are lots
I would think so.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what we see of Doppelganger Cooper across these two episodes. And in that scene, he also sends a text to somebody, and we'll pick up on that later.
Yes.
Meanwhile, I'll go through sort of what's been going on in South Dakota and in that kind of strand. So basically, we return with Gordon, Cole, and Albert and Diane, and they are now at the morgue, and they are sort of examining this dead we now know is the body of Major Bree. And they go and sort of check it out. They're trying to figure out what's. Meanwhile, Diane received from Doppelganger Cooper, so she's the one
no, okay. I have to interject here. Yeah, we don't know it's from him.
Oh, I suppose it could be an identical text from someone else.
Well, the other theory that I've been looking into is that Evil Cooper sent it to Philip Jeffries. Yeah. Philip Jeffries sent it to Diane. There are a couple of theories as to why that is. Evil Coop uses an old Nokia flip phone. Yeah. And he types in what you call title case. So the first word of the line is in capitals, the rest in lowercase. Yeah. Diane gets it on her iPhone as an iMessage in capitals.
Ah, interesting. Okay.
Now this is the minutiae of Twin Peaks. Therefore, I don't think it's 100% from him. It's obvious that I think it's likely. It's like 80% likely, but it's not 100% in my opinion.
No, well, you never quite know with David Lynch whether or not he just doesn't care about that kind of thing, or whether he is thinking that much into it and it is a clue. So
well, I think otherwise, why would he? Because Lynch is deliberate. Why else did a Evil Coop ask for a Nokia flip phone? Yeah. And why else did Diane open it as an iPhone?
Yeah, well, very, very possibly.
Bear with me, I need to. My next door neighbours have just decided at this moment to mow the lawn, so I'm just going to shut my back door so that this doesn't get recorded. Hold on.
So yeah, I suppose we don't know exactly yet, but I guess that's what we're supposed to believe at this point, aren't we? That she's received a text from Agent Cooper and she's not told the others about it. So,
yeah.
You know, is she secretly betraying them? Is she not? Has she got a plan? Who knows?
It's something that Gordon and the other FBI agent discussed, isn't it? Because they're obviously monitoring her conversations. So in episode 10, we find out that they know that she got the message. And the message was, the conversation around the dinner table is lively.
That's right. Yeah.
Now,
who knows what that could mean?
Well, now the only explanation that I've been able to find that makes any sense is, well, even then, you know, I mean, the conversation that you saw in Firewalk with Me in the Black Lodge, it was a conversation and it was lively, but it wasn't a dinner table. There was no food being eaten.
You mean that? Well, there is another scene, isn't there, where they're above a convenience store and they're sat round a sort of table.
Well, it's a Formica table, isn't it? He makes quite a point of saying it's a Formica table,
right.
But there's no food.
Right. No, apart from Queen Corn, there is.
That's a good. Well, yeah, but that's not. I don't know. It's a good point. But see, that's the only explanation I found for that message that even makes any sense, and I don't even think it makes that much sense.
Who knows? It could just be code. It could just be him saying, "I'm still very much alive and well and talking."
Yeah.
You know, I've been shot, but I'm still here.
Absolutely.
You know. Who knows? In general, I like these scenes with these guys. I'm a big fan of Gordon Cole and Albert and Diane, actually, and I love these little kind of interplays between them, the three of them, in these two episodes. Like, it works really well, and it feels like they're the closest thing we have to sort of protagonists, to actual characters who we follow week by week. So I think it feels like you're kind of on quite safe ground when we're with these guys.
Yeah, I feel like with them, the plot's moving forward. I kind of think I know not exactly where it's going to go, but it's like it's following a logical, because it's an investigation. Therefore, there's always this leads me somewhere, this leads me somewhere else. Whereas a lot of the other strands feel very very unconnected.
Yeah, it's true, and you kind of know that. I think it's going to be up to bring all these plot strands together.
Yeah.
They're literally hopping on a plane every episode and flying between all these locations, kind of putting this jigsaw puzzle together. So yeah, it's kind of nice to see these guys as they progress with their sort of, and they're just funny. There's that weird moment when the three of them are just sort of stood in silence outside.
Oh yeah, smoking,
smoke and stuff. And there's these brilliant kind of quirky, Lynchy moments with all three of them as well. That you can tell David Lynch is having a lot of fun with filming, I think.
Yeah. Including being in the scene himself, you know, I mean, so must be very strange.
Exactly. So then, from seeing this dead, headless body, they go to speak to the man who is accused of killing at least the woman whose head they find on the headless body.
Yep.
And this is Bill Hastings, who we haven't seen in parts 1 and 2, played by Matthew Lillard. So we finally catch up with him. I didn't think we were ever going to see him again after the initial 2-hour pilot.
Yeah, I remember saying that in I think the first episode we recorded. We were like, "Where's he? You know, we want to see more of him."
Yeah. Yeah, and he's so good, and he has this brilliant scene in the prison cell when he is hysterical and emotional and completely over the top, you know, blubbering about the situation he's in, but actually kind of mid-blubber, he gives away quite a lot of quite interesting information. And part of me thought, why the hell didn't you listen to episode 1?
Yeah.
But anyway, he kind of decides to blurt out all this stuff about how him and this woman he's accused of murdering, the two of them were investigating the idea of other dimensions and other worlds, and they ran a blog together called "What Is the Zone?" and you can actually go and visit.
I was going to say you've been there, yeah? You've gone to it, of course. Brilliant.
Absolutely.
This is totally and utterly, and it's like a GeoCities website, isn't it? It's so brilliant for that. And if you don't already go there. I think you just type that into Google, don't you? And you get taken there. And it is brilliant because it's got some great little bits in it. You know, their kind of diary about what they encountered. brilliant.
It's great. So basically, they call it the Zone, this other dimension that they've discovered. I'm guessing that the Zone is probably the same thing as the Lodge, or the Black Lodge, or the White Lodge. I guess that there's some kind of parallel there.
I would think that.
Especially because he then reveals that actually before, and he encounters him in this zone, sort of hiding there. So, who knows? He is now in some way called Black Long, so the plot thickens with Matthew Lillard.
Wasn't it kind of experienced that this is where Major Briggs went to lay low, or something, or it wasn't hide. It was kind of like wait. This is where he went to wait until something happens.
And as far as most people know, like his son, for instance, Bobby, he dies, and 25 years ago, just after Agent Cooper left Twin Peaks, or Evil Cooper
dies in a fire at his office, doesn't he, or something, or where he works.
But obviously he somehow went into hiding, or he went into the lodge, because then also there's that moment this season, part 3, when Cooper is in that weird floaty house.
Oh yeah, and his head floats by.
Major Briggs' head float by, and of course he has been decapitated. So is his head still in the lodge?
All perfectly normal, nothing to see here. Yeah,
perfectly normal. Only in Twin Peaks can we have conversations like this. So it's interesting stuff. So who knows? But it's nice because all these different elements are starting together.
Yeah.
And the only other thing of note that happens within South Dakota is he gets a knock on his hotel room door, opens it, and Laura Palmer is stood there in the corridor. A kind of weird spectre, it's basically footage from Firewalk with Me of this sort of ghostly young Laura Palmer crying, and then it kind of slowly disappears and Albert is there. But who knows? I loved that moment. It was quite a chilling moment.
It was.
Know what it means.
Well, again, the theory is that this is Gordon foreseeing the death of Albert. Now, we all know, unfortunately, that the actor who plays Albert did pass away after filming this series, so this could possibly be the way in which they sort of solve that problem, because, of course, you would think that if there was another series, we hope there will be, that you would expect Albert to be in it. So some theories are out there that this is him foreseeing Albert's death.
Very possibly. That's a good point, because I think before, in the original series, before characters like Maddie died, there would often be these kind of weird visions and
absolutely.
It's interesting because we didn't really know up until this point that Gordon Cole was able to kind of see things like characters like Agent Cooper and Laura Palmer's mum were. Gordon Cole is suddenly able to kind of have these now, but who knows? But it was a good moment, and again, like that, this part 10 was full of moments like that where you feel like something bad is just around the corner, maybe about to happen.
There is definitely in episode 10 a real sense of foreboding, like as you say, like something major is going to happen. There are people moving into areas where other characters are, all this sort of like, right, go to Vegas and kill 2 people, and we need to go here. As you say, there's that real sense, and the music is kind of a bit more darker again. So I don't know, I get that feeling like you.
I mean, we're exactly, episodes 9 and 10, we're exactly pretty much at the midway point now. So it feels like all these kind of cogs are finally starting to turn a bit and things are starting to happen.
Yeah, so, we still have, and we'll perhaps catch up on this at the end, so many people we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, oh God. I know. And we still have a brain-dead Agent Cooper. So if we move into Las Vegas now, kind of what's going on there. So we've got Dougie, or he is actually Agent Cooper, but I think of him as Dougie because
he's a bit more Dougie than Coop right now.
Exactly. I think when we spoke a few weeks ago, I said I predict that by episode 9 he'll be back to Agent Cooper. I was very wrong.
Well, the thing is that I wish I could have agreed with you, but the problem is I'd seen how this is going, and I don't. Do you know what? Yeah. I don't even know if we're going to get him in this series.
No, I've started to realise that. I think
possibly the last scene, maybe.
It could be the ending, like that he's back, which would be such a shame because if this doesn't get recommissioned for another series, because the ratings apparently haven't been that good, we may never see the proper.
Can you imagine the petition though? Now, can you imagine the furore online? Because there wasn't an online 25 years ago to speak of.
No.
So
Very true,
Showtime would probably have to shut down the internet for a while.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of partly want another season and partly don't, because I just think, God, what does that mean? Does that mean nothing's going to get resolved this season if they're planning on doing more? You know, but who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? So we pick up with Dougie where we left off in episode 7, which was after he got attacked by Ike the Spike, and he saw a vision of the little tree, the evolution of the arm thing, and he